Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Wow, Pitch About It. The show where we prove that some movies can get better if you make them better, or if you don't.
And sometimes they suck unless they're good.
Unless you fix them real good.
If you can make them more gooder, we're here for you. Okay.
Thanks, Josh, for playing the Avengers theme at the beginning of this episode. We'll hopefully have our own theme.
Hopefully we don't get copy striked.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get copy striked immediately, but also who listens to this to copy strike us? Not the Russo brothers, so we're fine. About a month ago, I started writing out a pitch for Endgame before the trailer came out.
Naturally.
I fixed the title to Endgame, but originally it was just Avengers 4. Pre-trailer, this is what I had come up with. Are you ready for this movie, as I explain it, from a script I wrote like a month ago that I barely remember?
At 2 a.m.
At 2 a.m. Half asleep. Blanket wrapped around my shoulders.
Crippling loneliness.
In the man cave. Can we call it a man cave? No, what should we call this room, our podcasting room?
The dome.
We should call it the McMaster.
No, it's the dome.
The dome?
All 2 of our listeners, please submit your suggestions. What should we call the podcast
Hass?
Hass.
Is that what
podcast Hass?
The podcast Hass is the official name of this room. Let's just jump into this. Opening image of this movie. We start at the Barton farm.
The Barton? Oh wait, that's
Clint Barton.
I'm like, who the heck is Barton?
And we see everybody die in the house except for Clint.
And the cows.
The cows, well, half the cows.
Dude, confirm all animals were snapped.
All animals are snapped, so half the cow. He watches half of his tree posts die, the entire thing.
Even a scarecrow.
A couple scarecrows go out too. And like a good John Wick, he goes to the basement, breaks open a container.
Has the bow.
And sword. And sword. And both arrows.
Whips out a katana and a desert eagle.
A desert eagle, and starts shooting the cows that are left of it. And then he gets arrested for animal abuse.
Avengers 4. Avengers 4.
Yes.
Avenging animals. That's what it's about.
We get the 3-minute long Marvel logo, of course. I think the theme of this movie, the last one was sacrifice. This one is moving on. Basically, the entire movie starts out with losing the Barton family, puts on the mask. The entire plot for Clint Barton is that he's trying to figure out what the Jeff happened, because he doesn't know.
What the Jeff did happen.
He wasn't there for the snap. How does he move on? So he just starts killing people trying to get information. Because that's what any logical
Daredevil. Obviously, the Yakuza are involved.
Yeah, the Yakuza. So he has to take out the Yakuza. Meanwhile, Tony Stark
and Daredevil.
Daredevil, Blind Man Daredevil. Somehow he got on Titan. We don't know.
He lost his way. He's too blind. We don't know. Took the wrong path.
So Stark sends out a distress signal like, hey, someone please save me. This sucks. You're joking. Fire alarm.
No.
Is it?
Oh, that's the fire alarm.
Fire alarm, let's go.
Hold off on this.
And welcome back.
After a small incident with a fire alarm, we have returned to give you quality, mediocre content.
Or not, you know what? Great content at a mediocre quality. Where did I leave off? Iron Man. Iron Man's trapped on Titan.
You're right. He's making that shit. Let's just repeat this one.
We're gonna keep going.
He's building a suit.
Because I can edit. You know, I'm not gonna edit it. We're just gonna leave it how it is. Because this is great. Have a fire alarm just bleeping in your ears.
You know,
lose the whole. We're gonna lose one of our 2 followers. It's gonna be Julio Nandez. That's what we're gonna lose.
Man, Julio Nandez, if you're listening, we're sorry.
Shout out to Julio. Follow Julio on nothing, because fake person. Anyway, Stark's out on Titan. He decides, like in the original Iron Man, to make a suit out of the scrap metal on Titan. So the suit he makes is basically the Mark 1, but it's golden. Like the original Iron Man suit.
The Guardians have gold on their ship.
The Guardians have gold on their ship, so he only takes those pieces.
That's what he makes a suit out of Nebula. I was about to say, that would be amazing. I just thought of that, like...
Nebula is the new Jarvis. You know what? Let me edit this? Yes, we're putting that in.
It's gonna be like the Fallout power armor to like Nebula opens up and like he jumps.
Okay, that's a little no.
Never mind.
He's like, I liked it before we went. Oh, whoa, no. We're moving on.
I had the courtesy to stop. I forgot the courtesy.
I was gonna have Nebula leave to go try to find help, but you know what? She's a suit now.
We're not doing Get Help.
Yeah, we're not doing Get Help. Good point. So, while Stark is sending out the distress signal about the new suit and all that, his message is received by Pepper Potts. And her and Happy and Rhodey work on a suit for her, known as a rescue suit from the comic books, to rescue Stark. Because Rhodey's a smart boy with no legs. 5 years later, at that point we'll put in the time jump, Captain America and Black Widow and Banner are now in the Avengers facility. Ant-Man shows up with quantum energy for time travel.
Okay.
He presents it to them and they're like, we're idiots, we don't know what we're doing. What are we going to do with this? How are we going to do this? What's going on? Stark naturally shows up from space and is like, hey, remember when I tried to screw you guys in Civil War? My bad. Give me that quantum energy and we'll go time traveling. Yeah. So they do exactly that, except the time travel devices aren't specific. Like, you can't do time and date and location. It is, you press a button and you don't know where you're going to end up.
So it's not like cables where you can just turn back your clock like Ben 10 and just slam it down and then whoosh.
No. It's you press it, you could end up literally anywhere in time. Even in the nether realm in time.
Imagine that's how the DC crossover happens. Just whoosh, then Batman's in
Batman's actually in the script. So they don't know what they're doing with it. Meanwhile, while they're trying to debate all this, Thor has been hunting down Thanos the entire time. Mm-hmm. Rocket, of course, is attached to Thor because he's the only person he has left.
Naturally.
Thor attacks Thanos. He finds him, attacks him. Thanos still beats the crap out of him, even with the damaged gauntlet. But he uses the gauntlet to fight with, but it's very spotty because it's been damaged from the snap. So he can vaguely control it. He defeats Thor, and Thor's like, you're going to undo everything you did. He's like, gauntlet's damaged. I can't undo it. Even if I wanted to, even that's my goal, I cannot undo what I've done. It's over. He kills Thor. Thor's axe gets sent back to Earth. Before his death, Thor uses a Bifrost and sends it back to Earth, leaving it to the one person he knows he can trust with it, Captain America. So instead of Captain America getting his shield back once more, but his arm in Stormbreaker is not.
That's true.
So Captain America now wields Stormbreaker. Captain America does not go back in time. He and Hulk and a few of the other Avengers go after Thanos.
How do they know what he is?
Convenience. And Rocket. Rocket will return.
Rocket convenience.
I'm summarizing because I don't have time to explain every little detail, but Rocket does return to tell them. Meanwhile, Ant-Man, Stark, and Rhodey are time traveling.
Okay.
And they never know where they're going to end up, legitimately every time. One time they're in World War II, helping Captain America against Red Skull. Another time, they're back in Avengers 1, fighting in the Battle of New York. They never know what's going to happen, and they never know where it's going to go.
So they're lost in time.
Yes.
That way you just get all of the nostalgia. You see an Ultron bot, you see Loki.
Vision.
Yes. They all mourn Thor.
Quicksilver.
They see Quicksilver again once more and say, man, that's a fast boy.
Watch me get shot.
Watch him get shot. They don't even help. They're starting to just watch. Because they can't interfere with the timeline except to steal all the stones.
I don't know what happens if Quicksilver.
He's still a fast boy.
He would quicken the demise of all things.
Do you think he'd join Capside just because... Gosh. Do you think he'd join Capside just because his sister? And do you think he'd oppose his sister's relationship to a robot? Man, moving on.
And they mention it. Moving on. So I wanted to include this, and I wasn't sure if we should include it into this film. Ultron has taken over the world in the 5 years. If you guys have seen the next Avengers, you know what I mean.
I haven't.
You need to go watch it.
It's a great.
Basically, Ultron is an animated movie.
Okay.
It's pretty good. It's probably Marvel's only good animated film.
What about Sam Raimi's Venom?
Sam Raimi's Venom?
Yes, we all know that's the best animated.
That is true. Sam Raimi's anything is the best animated movie.
Anywho.
I was considering having Hawkeye fighting Ultron bots within the film as well, as like just a side plot. He's also doing that. He never really meets up with the Avengers during this movie. He's just lost the entire movie.
So we get old man Hawkeye?
Pretty much. The entire movie,
comes out of nowhere.
he doesn't know what's going on. By the end of it, the Avengers, at some point, Iron Man and Ant-Man and the others time traveling realize, what are we doing? We have no idea how to do this. We've collected a couple stones and moved them to a different location so they wouldn't be out of time, but they wouldn't be able to be accessed the same way by Thanos. Thanos still gets them in the timeline. So it does not matter what they did. So by the end of it, the entire team unites once more to fight Thanos once again, but Thanos is at a lower power this time because of the damaged gauntlet. They fight Thanos. Thanos explains to them once more, you cannot undo what has been done. You're wasting your time. Iron Man, being there, quotes his quote from the first Avengers and looks at him and he's like, if we can't save her, we're going to gosh darn avenge it. And he murders Thanos.
I feel like with that, it'd be a waste of the whole movie. Because they essentially...
You mean like the waste of the entire Infinity War if you undo the snap?
Well, not theoretically if you brought back alternate people.
It's still undoing it though. That's the thing.
Like if I bring back a different you, yeah, it's you, but it's not you.
You're still bringing it back though.
It's not.
It's
not you.
Either way, I think this is the only fulfilling way to end it.
But well, either way, then it's still like
you're not going to have to nullify one of the movies.
Well, I would say it's not. This isn't necessarily a fulfilling way because you're just wasting the whole movie going around in circles only to figure out that you can't do anything.
Exactly, I love it.
So that's like the ultimate middle finger.
Yes, exactly. You're welcome. So this all happens. They don't get to bring everybody back. They kind of suck it up and move on. Not really. They all are mortified by this fact.
But
they have to live with it for the rest of the films.
And then they go in each war with a few members.
Yeah, well, the original members, minus Thor. But Loki lives. We're just going to bring him back just because we can. For the end credit scene, what I was playing with the idea of, after all the fighting, after killing Thanos, after finally winning on some level, and finally avenging something properly, they're all walking into the Avengers facility or something. Ant-Man is not wearing the helmet, kind of looks back at the camera, and his face turns a little green. And the audience only knows that Ant-Man has been a Skrull. And the real Ant-Man is still in the quantum realm.
How would they have been able to time travel? I could do that. It doesn't
You think Skrulls don't have quantum energy?
Yes, they don't.
Maybe he lied to Stark. Who knows? We don't know. We'll find out the next movie. Because we know there's going to be another movie.
That would be fun to have a Skrull reference, but Captain Marvel has already taken it.
Well, I should have prefaced that as well. I don't put Captain Marvel anywhere in this movie. One, because I don't like Captain Marvel, and two, because the movie hasn't come out. So, what do you guys think of the most depressing Avengers film of all time? Thank you.
Well, I mean, I pointed out some of the others, but I would feel unsatisfied, and like you said, would give the ultimate middle finger.
Someone that is equally as cynical as you would love to see the audience watch that.
Yes.
However, being a victim, a member of the audience, yeah, that would be tough.
Well, thank you. I've accomplished my goal.
I feel like you'd have to do something that... Well, Marvel's never going to do anything that everyone...
Yes, they will never do this, especially.
But they have to do it in some satisfying way and not just leave you empty.
Yeah. I definitely like the theme of moving on to where, you can't fix it.
Yeah.
But there has to be something else that... maybe shorten that whole part to where it's, halfway through the movie they found out they can't do it, they will move on. And then the X-Men walks in. They're like, "Hi guys."
Hi, we're basically your old friends, just different.
Yeah, we got a Quicksilver from
another universe. It's fine.
No, you could totally acknowledge that though. You could spend because honestly, what I was thinking for Avengers 4 is you start out Avengers 4 with Doctor Strange doing his little levitating thing, seeing all the different realities, and Avengers 4 is just the one reality. So, Avengers Infinity War...
So it never happened.
It's just a different reality. So, this one, Thanos does win, and we see this reality. Earth 616 is the one where Thanos does lose. So, it's this
we're on
is...
the 616 in there. I'm proud of you.
But like that would be kind of cool, just being like, hey, here is the sting of failure. Here is how like you can't fix it because Thanos won. But for the sake of the audience, here's the one way we do that. Is just a completely different reality.
Well,
so you have a couple realities going.
If that's the case, then Strange purposely chose a reality where he lost.
Yeah, he couldn't do it.
So what you're saying is we should all write our own scripts and get Marvel to publish every version, reality of the Avengers.
Okay,
War.
you're on to something. Let's think about this. Marvel and Disney just want our cash. So every 2 years, we just do Marvel's Avengers Infinity War reality 3.7.
So is this what is going to be the podcast? Every year, if we can make it last that long, we do another version of Infinity War.
Yes. They would just release a new Avengers film every 2 years, make hundreds of millions of dollars.
Gets the cast back again, but they actually just CGI them at this point with the same dialogue.
Like pull Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse and have like minor differences. Like Thor is a brunette for some reason.
And Captain America is for some reason Ryan Gosling. Yeah, it sounds good. See you guys next year for Adventures in Earth 617.
I do like the idea though of having this be having Infinity War be the other timeline where they didn't win. Like Thanos wins, but like have this one be the timeline where Thanos still wins, but there's a way to where like Thanos can still lose.
Yes.
I want their...
That made any sense.
I want their like Avengers 4 and Avengers 3 to have nothing in common. Like
they're already sad enough, so I guess it's good.
Yeah, like as like Avengers 4 is ending, you just see like a little ripple in like reality behind you, and you just see like Doctor Strange in the exact pose of like Avengers 3. He's sitting there floating around like a weirdo, and then it just closes, and you're just like, that's the only acknowledgement of Avengers 3.
For the audience members of our the two, well the other one left.
Yeah.
The one audience member listening to us right now. We all, or at least two of us, did the awkward Doctor Strange moving our heads in awkward locations as quickly as possible while
in order to help you guys feel
part of what was the room?
The podcast Cast Fest.
The Cast Fest. Yes, our room. Yes, that
the dome.
The dome. The Podcast Cast Fest. David Nasser.
What the?
We want to get him to join the podcast.
David Nasser, if you are listening,
please host this show so we can stop.
Please close your browser.
You won't be proud.
Delete your history. Never let Jerry find out.
No, you always let Jerry find out because he's more interested than that. Very true. It's true. And more shirtless. And less skinny jeans.
And ride the horse.
Why are we talking about this? Glad you guys hated my movie. I'm glad I did a good job making you guys hate it.
What if we combine both of them? Like, what if we combine Josh's idea and your idea? So, like, your idea of, like, it can't be fixed, only to figure out that it's a different time, and then you start a different one halfway through.
I'd like that.
That could be interesting.
Josh, write the second half and come back to me a week later. Oh, well, thanks for giving that to the audience. And this is me unlocking and locking my phone, looking at the whole 2 notifications I have from nobody.
Someone's Mr. Popular.
Oh, thank you, man. How many notifications do you have, loser? Oh, wait, you've been online shopping the entire episode.
Just about. Sometimes you just gotta see...
You've been snapping people.
Well, we were talking about Thanos.
Oh,
no.
Brought it back around. Why are we still
guys,
talking?
I don't feel so good.
Sebastian's not in the next episode.
I will be in an alternate timeline.
Yeah, you host a separate podcast.
In an alternate episode, like episode 3.2.
Can we just have an alternate podcast in which you host an episode without
like completely by myself? I'm like, hey guys, I'm here by myself in the Dome 2.0.
You keep responding to what we say in our episode, but you never hear us.
That's hilarious.
We leave long pauses in our episodes for you to talk.
Like a really creepy Dora episode.
Oh my god! So, what did you think of this pitch, Sebastian? Did you like it? I'm glad you loved it. Let's take the left path of ending this episode. I've been Dylan Cork.
I'm Josh Laskowski.
I've been Sebastian.
Okay, Thanos. Thanks for listening. One listener that's left.
Come on.
We love you. From the people here, we love
From here at the Dome.
the Dome. At the what's the room?
The podcast Pass.
The
The podcast Pass Gas.
the podcast Pass Gas. We love you, one listener. Get out. Why are you still here?